What do you think? We should call it a conspiracy? Conspiracy. I kind of like that one. Conspiracy. I can work with that. In search of the conspiracy. I changed my mind when I got in the car to come camping. I was going one of two places. I was going to go up to Nopalming. I didn't. I changed that right away when I was driving, saw the highway, saw the winds, decided to come here. I don't regret that change. But I'm able to make that change because I am solo. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't still do other more involved trips that you can't change. Going to be heading to a location later this year. We paid for the permits, paid for the flights. And very much looking forward to going in. But that's not one you easily back out of. There's 6 people on it. And when you're canoeing, you want to make sure that you have 2 people per canoe. So that one's much harder to back out of. So that one won't have anywhere near the personal freedom that a solo trip will have. But I'd have to say it's that freedom, that ability to change my schedules at a moment's notice and not let anyone down. That's the biggest reason why I like solo camping. Not sure what happened there. So I had to replace my Yuko light. Took a little bit, but it's done. Now we can light that. There we go. Nice little candlelight.
Back with the line. Shot came in, that one wide. That'll do it here tonight. And the Winnipeg Jets have defeated the Utah Hockey Club 5-2 this evening. They've won 2 in a row, and they move into a tie with the Washington Capitals for victories in the National Hockey League with their 33rd. But a great night for Cole Perfetti and a special night for Nikolai Ehlers. The radio home of the Jets, hour 97 at 680. CJOB.
I think the other thing is, it's about testing yourself. That challenge. Solo camping represents a challenge. When I'm out here by myself, if my machine doesn't start or if it's running wrong, that's on me. I have to deal with that. I've had that before. I've been driving along and, the Polaris wouldn't idle. It just wanted to go, and I had to ride the brake to keep it slow all the way through a twisty little path. What it was is the main jet nut in the carburetor bowl had come loose, and it was flopping around in the bowl, and it was allowing way too much fuel to come in and keep coming in, which is why it didn't want to idle, because it was like you were hitting the throttle all the time on it. Even though I pulled out I took a look around, looked at everything, pulled out the air box, which is hard to do when it's cold out. I didn't take the carbs apart. If I would have found it. I found it out the minute I got home. I was more worried to make sure I got the sled running again and get out. Kind of shot myself in the foot by leaving the kill switch down and trying to troubleshoot why the engine wasn't starting. I'm sure we've all left it. But at least I didn't panic or anything like that. So that's a challenge. When you don't have someone else with you, you're doing everything yourself. You're cutting the wood, setting up the tent, packing the area. You're doing all your camp chores all by yourself. Now, for those of you that camp with young children, you're already doing that by yourself. Been there, done that. When it's easier to have them stay in the truck, because then you know where they are, then get out and try to help. You know what I'm talking about. But here, you don't have anyone else. If you have knowledgeable camp people, someone can be getting wood, someone can be cutting it. You have someone else setting it up, someone else doing different things. So you have the ability to share the camp chores amongst different people. And you also lose that companionship. And I think when you don't have support and you're by yourself, you don't have anyone to talk to or share something with, you're solely responsible for yourself. I think it all goes along with increased responsibility. And I think those are the biggest things, especially when it comes to me when I go solo camping. Well, that was quick. I think I found one not far from camp, which will be very convenient. Let's see if you see it. So I'm looking for trees that are dead with the bark peeling, like that. It's still standing up. Let's go Let's go take a look up there. That would do me though. Okay. Let's see if we can find something a little less treacherous to get to. I just have a feeling if I cut that, it's going to want to fall this way. And I don't think it's just going to get hung up. This is right up in there. I'd have to knock it sideways to be able to get to it. But that's what I'm looking for. So we'll go look. Go look around the corner. See if we can find it. But that's what I'm after. This outer wood here is all pretty soft and rotten. This part here is still pretty decent. Time to make breakfast at about 11:30. Had to go get wood this morning. And I came back, I'm about to cook my eggs and pull them out of my cooler, which normally works quite fine. But this time, not so good. There is, obviously the eggs have froze and one of them burst in there, or at least they broke in here somewhere on the journey. Hopefully, it's only one. There's 3 eggs in there. So we'll have to see. So now I'm getting coated in egg and everything. Yep, one broke. One egg broke. Let's see, one egg. Not bad. It needs a slice of cheese though. I think if I had a slice of cheese on it, it could be perfect. So there's a carcass, a kill on the lake over here, and I want to go see it because I'm pretty sure I can get some pictures of some ravens feeding on it. But I tried yesterday, and if you get within a few hundred feet of them, they take off. So we're out, loaded up like a pack pony to see if I can get there and get some pictures of them feeding.
But to do that, I have to creep along the side here through the woods. And when I get closer, I'll have to stop. I brought my chair, a few other things, because I can't be seen by them. If they see me, climb in. So we'll see how close I can get. Whew. Well, I've got a great view of the carcass out there, but they all flew away. So I think I'll rest a minute. And then, all right, let's put it together.
Obviously, safety. That's the biggest risk. You got to be a lot safer when you're doing it. When you're using the axe, using a chainsaw, using a snow machine, crossing lakes, what route do you go, what temperatures do you go in? All of those things are going to combine and give you a risk profile. Now, many, many years ago, I took lessons to become a private pilot. One of the things you learned about was when you studied accidents and their causes, it's a chain of events that tends to cause the accident. It's never one thing. It's never one thing happens. It's usually you make a series of bad decisions that push you into a situation where now you've got a problem and you can't get out of it. Obviously, using a snowmobile by yourself makes it much more risky. I think, I don't quite remember the statistic, but 3/4 of all snowmobile deaths that happen are because the rider was alone. What I am doing by going alone, by camping, by being out by myself, it's inherently risky. So I don't need to add any more by making risky behaviors. The same goes for traveling over a swamp or a bulrush in my sled. That thing's 700 pounds. If I bury it, it's not going to be a lot of fun digging it out. I do not want to dig this thing out. Fully loaded, with the amount of stuff I have in the back of that, it would not be a very fun time.
So my feet are drying out. My pants got pretty wet. Socks got wet. There was snow down my boots. The back of these were pretty wet from my watching the murder of crows. Probably ravens. I don't know what a flock of ravens would be called. I don't know what it would be called. What would a flock of ravens be called? What is a flock of... Siri listens. An unkindness is well known. Several other collective nouns used to describe a group of ravens. Conspiracy of ravens. A treachery of ravens. A rave of ravens. And a flock of ravens is the most neutral term. Unkindness. An unkindness. Alright, I think we could have some fun with that. An unkindness or a conspiracy. Conspiracy. What do you think? We should call it a conspiracy? Conspiracy. I think I kind of like that one. Conspiracy. I can work with that. In search of the conspiracy.
The time by yourself is also really good to sit there and think and ponder and decide, You know, sometimes if you have questions in your life, or if you have something you want to go over, I don't have any questions really right now, but it provides a really good opportunity for you to just enjoy your own company. Get to like yourself. Be alone. I think that's kind of important. Isn't that just a beautiful sunset? It's absolutely beautiful. The pinks and the reds. Yeah. It's pretty nice. I like that. It's one of the reasons you come out, right? Fishermen left. Now we're here. It's just getting dark. The winds are starting to calm down a little bit. Time to cut more wood. Definitely feel a peace, feel a calm right now. It's not very often you just get to lounge around in bed and not crawl out of it. It's nice and warm in here. So, very comfortable. It's probably a little warm for this this temperature, but I don't bury myself in it like a worm. Well, I think that's just about it. Got the kettle on, just bringing it to a boil. Have a cup of coffee, have some porridge, and then we got to get to packing up. And once we pack up, we'll pack up the sled, and then I think we'll go explore the rest of the lake. We've kind of explored the northern part of it. There's a whole bunch to the south that I haven't gone and taken a look at, and I think we'll go do that. We'll go drive around the rest of the side of the lake. I think that's it. It's been a good trip out. That was that's January, and we'll do a few sled rides and try to get out, but probably won't get out. I don't know if we'll get out camping again till February. But the third week of the month is usually when I'm able to get away if I go. So I'd love to get away more, but you can only do what you can do. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along. I think that's it.